This morning, I want everyone to take a minute and think of a couple things you're thankful for. What are you grateful that you have? Your friends, your family, your iPod, maybe even food and shelter. But what about clean drinking water? Agriculture uses up 2/3 of the world's fresh water, and you use it continuously throughout the day without even thinking about it. Yet statistics from the World Health Organization, or WHO, show that 1.2 billion people worldwide are without fresh drinking water. Everybody take a look at this container. What do you see? Nothing out of the ordinary, just clean, pure, safe water. Everybody in here would probably be okay with drinking this water. What about this water though? What do you see? What do you notice about this one? It isn't safe, it isn't clean, and it isn't pure. Would you drink it? Probably not. But what would you do if it was your only option? For many people around the world, this is the option. Around every 8 seconds, waterborne diseases take the life of a child. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Another child just lost their life because they couldn't obtain clean water. Enough people die each year to fill up Yankee Stadium 87 times. This occurs because when you don't have good water, you become susceptible to waterborne diseases. These diseases cause complications like fluid loss and dehydration, which means more contaminated water will have to be consumed to keep the person alive. Malnutrition, defined by the American Heritage College Dictionary as poor nutrition because of an insufficient or poorly balanced diet, or faulty digestion or unutilization of foods, is also a problem. These unsanitary water conditions are deadly. Let's zoom in from the worldwide perspective for a minute and focus in on Mandurah, Kenya, to examine causes of the contamination here. The water can be unsanitary starting at the source, in this case, the river. It can also be contaminated while it's being transported back to the home. People will put the water in a jerry can and roll it across the ground to transport it. Once it reaches the family, it is not properly disinfected. Looking at some other areas, water can be contaminated in different ways. Sometimes, South Africa for instance, animals are the cause of the contamination. A study in a Malawian refugee camp showed that water was being contaminated at home and that people were contaminating it using their dirty hands. Although there are many avenues for contamination to defile the water, there are ways to provide people with the fresh water they need. One of the most important things with helping solve the water problem is education. Why don't people just boil their water, you may ask? An obstacle that arises in the Maasai culture is to these people, boiling water means you're sick. So even if there is a disease outbreak, no one wants to boil their water. In many cases, though, people just don't know what to do. Nestle in South Africa has worked with projects like EcoLink, an elite project for sustainable development, to help people learn what to do. They were taught how to find underground springs, which got covered to keep animal contamination out. They also learned to make water tanks out of concrete that would catch the water that come off the roof when it rains. Filters are also a useful means of sanitation. Different filters have been tested, and I even heard on the radio a few months ago that if you donated some water to the station, they would purchase filters that use buckets to help clean water for families in Haiti. Unfortunately, filters may not always be available. I talked to someone who's been involved with and knows a lot about missionary work concerning this topic. She says if you take a water bottle, kind of like this one, and lay it on its side in the sun for about a day, the water should be safe to drink. Chlorination is also effective. The prevention of waterborne diseases may be hard to implement in some situations, but it is possible. This morning we've discussed the issue. Waterborne diseases causing the death of thousands of little ones every day. We've talked about the cause of contamination, animals, improper transportation and handling. We've also covered some ways to prevent and counteract contamination. Boiling water, utilizing and protecting underground springs, using rainwater, filters, chlorination, and setting water in the sun. The main purpose for telling you all this is to encourage you to be thankful. Not everyone is meant to go help these people, but especially during the holiday season with Thanksgiving and Christmas, I would ask that you remember them and realize how blessed you truly are. Even if you're poor, even if you're experiencing troubles in your life, even if things aren't going right, you know that when you go to get a drink of water, all you have to do is walk to your sink and turn on the faucet to get this instead of this. You can worry about quenching your thirst without worrying about the consequences.